Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining. I will be much appreciated if you can kindly leave plus sign if you can hear me and would like to hear where are you joining from us today. I would like to see the diversity. My name is Enver Kelesada. I would like to introduce myself just a little bit. I'm a doctoral researcher and a clinical nutritionist. 11 years ago, I started my education background in United Kingdom at University of Plymouth in the degree of nutrition, exercise and health. Following that, I did my degree in Masters in clinical nutrition at the University of Roehampton, London. Following by that, I started my PhD degree at the University of Roehampton again in the field of gut health, immunity, and metabolic disorders. It's my pleasure to host you today's webinar, which is about our #1 bestseller product, CellGenetix. CellGenetix is one of the most effective anti-age technology products currently on the market. The main aim of this product is to have a slowing effect on the telomere shortening process and protect the DNA of cells from damage. So, what are these telomeres? Telomeres are our biological timer. They are located inside the nuclei of cells of living organisms and represent the end section of the chromosomes, which have integrity which determines the lifetime. Telomeres are extremely important in preventing destructive changes in the cells of our body, as they play a key role in preserving the integrity of DNA. Telomeres affect the process of cellular renewal, and the longer they are, the longer our body remains young and healthy. But as telomeres shorten, the ability of the body to maintain the cell renewal in a young and healthy state at the same level, unfortunately, is notably reduced. Therefore, CellGenetix aims at protecting these cell membranes and the genetic apparatus. One of the features of this product is the protection of telomere regions of chromosomes from damage and the prevention of early aging and apoptosis, which means the death of the cells as a result of damage and the inability to further divide and perform their functions. But who needs the CellGenetix? It's recommended for those who take care of their beauty and the young, who have pigmented spots and premature wrinkles, to strengthen the body's defenses, at increased physical loads, with frequent colds and weakened immunity. It helps with the liver function and improves the reproductive system. CellGenetix consists of 5 main active ingredients. The first one is the astaxanthin. The second one is the black seed oil extract. The third one is betulin. Fourth one is polyprenols. And the final ingredient is vitamin E. Now, I would like to look at these ingredients one by one. The first one, as I mentioned, is the microalgae haematopus, which is astaxanthin, which is the special carotenoid found in this algae. This molecule has 2 additional oxygen atoms on each of their rings. So it makes the astaxanthin unique, that has the only astaxanthin has the ability to stabilize certain structures in telomeres on which the ability of the cells to renew largely depends. Clinical trials show that astaxanthin, found as astaryl in our product, has effective antioxidant properties, reduce age spots and wrinkles, relieve eye fatigue, and since the inflammation is one of the causal factors for shortened telomeres, astaxanthin have a great value in protecting us against aging. In addition, astaxanthin can modify the muscle metabolism by its antioxidant property, resulting in enhanced endurance during physical exertion and weight loss benefits. I would like to give another study that's carried on astaxanthin. In a publication of British Journal of Nutrition, researchers led by scientist Kiyotaka Nagakawa from Japan reported that 12 weeks of supplementation with astaxanthin decreased phospholipid hydroperoxidase levels and increased in erythrocytes, but which means that it may contribute to the prevention of dementia, since these phospholipid hydroperoxides are accumulate abnormally in the erythrocytes of dementia patients. Our next ingredient is, as I mentioned previously, the black seed oil extract. It is an effective antifungal, antibacterial, antiviral agent, activates the renewal and growth of bone marrow cells, and increases several times the blood content of lymphocytes and other cells responsible for strengthening the body's defenses, which has been officially confirmed by researchers at the Immune Biological Laboratory at the University of Southern California. Next, we have betulin, an extract from birchbark. It restores the cell membranes destroyed by free radicals, prevents the development of a mutating cell, destroying it, thereby stopping the aging of the body. Betulin helps the body to adapt in adverse conditions to tolerate stress, weather dependence, and high sports load, and it helps to overcome the state of overtraining and increasing the body's reserves. And one of the most important ingredients is the polyprenols from larch extract. Polyprenols are the most important substances for cell life. Taking part in the dolichol phosphate cycle makes them indispensable and physiological for the human body when it comes to cell damage, and accordingly organs and tissues. Their regenerating and protective actions is highly effective in the treatment of such ailments of bronchial emphysema, pulmonary fibrosis, and bronchial asthma. Polyprenols stimulate the restoration of damaged cells of the myocardium, vascular valve, and thereby lower the cholesterol levels. And the final ingredient is vitamin E. Vitamin E is the structural component of a living cell that protects against the oxidative process and essential for excellent skin condition. And I would like to tell in here, vitamin E, also known as tocopherol, it means in the Greek, one who brings the offspring, and which means that it's affecting the normal functioning of the genital organs and slows down the aging process of the body, and also provides prevention of cataracts, senile pigmentation, and finally, vitamin E contributes to the restoration of damaged tissues and increases the physical capacities of the body. As I mentioned, dolichols, they have protective functions in the cells. Dolichol phosphates are located inside the membrane layer and are responsible for the fluidity, stability, and permeability of the membranes. The cell membrane separates the contents of the cells from the external environment and controls the penetration of selective substances into the cell. And thus, destroyed membrane leads to the cell of death, apoptosis. And the second function of the dolichols is the formation of glycoproteins. Glycoproteins are substances that are part of a cell membrane, secretion, and connective tissues such as collagen, immunoglobulin, which are responsible for the antibodies, and immunocompetent cells, spermatozoa. And glycoproteins also include enzymes, interferons, blood plasma proteins. They have also antioxidant roles. They control of metabolic processes in the cell energy exchange, cell regeneration, and the division and growth of new cells. But what happens if dolichols are in deficit? It can be as a result of various diseases, as well as with the aging, and the excretion of the dolichols from the body increases many times over. According to research results, in affected cells, approximately 100 times less dolichols than in the healthy ones. A decrease in the number of follicles in the body leads to, unfortunately, premature aging and cell death, as well as disruption of metabolic processes and loss of organ functionality. And this can already be observed after 35 years of age with high physical loads and mental stress. And here comes to the role of polyprenols. Polyprenols help to restore supply of follicles. Polyprenols restore the cell structure by actively influencing the exchange of phospholipids in cell membranes, triggering a cascade of chemical reactions of cell renewal and regeneration in damaged tissues. They also promote the division and maturation of stem cells, the interaction between the cells, and maintain the safety of the myelin sheath of nerves. They also restore and maintain the level of phosphatidylserine in brain cells, and they have a positive effect on the action of brain cells, improving memory, slow down the aging of the brain. Furthermore, they actively contribute to improving the blood supply to the brain, increasing mental performance and associative processes, reducing psycho-emotional stress, aggressiveness, conflict, and increasing social adaptation by improving also the mood, facilitating in the falling asleep and normalizing the sleep quality. And also, polyprenols reduces the toxic effect of alcohol and drugs on the central nervous system. I will show a very good study in my next slide about the effect of the alcohol on the central nervous system. Polyprenols are included in the list of vital components for the human body, along with vitamins and trace elements and other substances. Studies on the action of polyprenols were carried out more than a decade and are clinically proven, and they have positive effect on many body systems. And as I mentioned, this is the study that is about the state of the alcoholism on the central nervous system. You can see that polyprenols on the right and the control group on the left. You can see in the control group, there's 24% negative changes and 0 positive changes. But on the right-hand side, in the polyprenol group, there is a 42% of positive changes indicated by the green, and there is only 2% negative changes indicated by the red pie. Furthermore, here comes the results of the CellGenetix before and after pictures that has a positive effect on the skin rejuvenation. You can see in the first picture how deep and solid is these wrinkles, and afterwards they are reduced significantly. In the second picture, you can see that brown pigmentation is very dominant in the before, and afterwards there is less pigmentation in spots. And in the third picture, you can see that how significantly skin gets clarity. And in the fourth and fifth picture, you can see the wrinkles around the mouth and eyes are significantly reduced. And here, I would like to share with you the clinical trial on CellGenetix. Our clinical trial on CellGenetix aimed to evaluate the effectiveness and safety of the dietary supplement CellGenetix in patients 40 to 65 years old of both sexes. Participants are instructed to take 1 capsule twice a day with meals for a period of 90 days. As a result, after 90 days of chronic administration of CellGenetix, we see that positive impact on psycho-emotional status, mnemotic, which means ability to remember, and astroneurotic status, which includes the duration involved in physical activity, how difficult it is to wake up, which all improves the quality of the life. And in all studied patients included in the clinical trial, we observed a positive effect on telomere length. And most importantly, 2 patients showed a favorable variant of FOXO1 gene. In carriers of this genotype, the average survival is longer by 5 years or more compared with other people in similar age group. And after the completion of this study, none of the patients reported any side effects. Thus, the complex CellGenetix is an effective and safe, balanced product for clinical and pathogenic correction of age-related changes. So, why CellGenetix? What makes our CellGenetix very special? Together with the multiple effects in one bottle, such as antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, antifungal, antiviral, hepatoprotective, and regenerating, and much more that I summarized, along with the synergistic effect, which means that one component of the complex reinforces the other, makes this product very unique in composition and one of the most effective anti-age technology products currently on the market with confirmed efficacy by clinical trials. Currently, CellGenetix is available in 2 forms. I'd like to show them with you. This is the smallest one, which includes 60 capsules, and this is the larger bottle with 180 capsules. I would like to give some instructions how it's recommended. Adults should take 1 capsule 2 times a day at mealtime, at least minimum for a month. And you can continue progressively as well. There is no issues at all at that. And 3 months, as I said, with the clinical studies are showing the full effect. Here is the end of today's webinar about CellGenetix, and I am looking forward to see all of you in the upcoming next exciting webinar. Thank you very much for listening to me.